Greetings. GRIMZI here with a short message before the show starts. It won't be long, so please bear with me. The reason I decided to make this video is because I've been having a hard time recently, and I've just been wondering what the point of it all is. Like, what's the point of life? Why am I here? Why am I alive? I wanted some type of guidance, but I didn't know who to turn to. That was until a light bulb lit up in my brain. I thought, why not interview the wonderful people of VR chat on the matter and compile their answers? There's people out there in the world who, just like me, might feel a little lost, and this video serves as a way to gain a little perspective. I'd also like to thank the people who participated and agreed to take the time out of their day to do this. Without them, this video wouldn't have happened. Alright, with that out of the way, I hope you all enjoy. What do you think the purpose of life is?
I don't know. To feed the plants, for them to feed us, and then it will just keep going.
I'd say that the meaning of life is to truly give yourself a definition of what life really is. I think that's all the true meaning of life is. I don't think it's anything super extravagant. I don't think it's anything far out there. I just think that we as individuals have been given something, to make. Because on a microcosm of life, we are our own creator of our story. So I think the meaning of life is to just define it.
So it's what you make it.
Yeah.
I think the purpose of life is to collect knowledge and pass wisdom on to those who have helped you or have come in contact with you in your life in order to improve the lives of those around you as well as your own.
The purpose of life. Ooh, good one. I think the purpose of life is to overcome every possible challenge and anything that's been thrown at you, so you always can come out as the best and the strongest version of you.
To me, it's being as happy as you can be, and sharing that with people. Social interaction of that. That's what I think.
For me, I guess just being happy and being with the people I love is enough for me. That's what it's for me.
That might be a hard one to find.
Answer: no purpose. Oh, life's what you make it, pretty much. Her answer is no. There's no purpose to it. It is life is what. No purpose. Life is what you make it, pretty much.
From science perspective, which I agree with, the purpose of life is to reproduce and to keep things going.
What do you value most about life and why?
I guess everyone's personal struggle. Because, kind of, in my opinion, because I know that in studies, nature versus nurture, it is really just 50-50. But, that 50% is still very big, and that makes everyone more or less different. So I feel like people learning from their own struggles being like a big one is what makes life valuable, how you learned from it.
What do I value most? I value empathy and humility most. I think that those are the two most important things anyone could ever have, any single person could ever have. And I feel like if everybody had even just a little bit more of it, I think the world would be in a far better place than it is now. Because the thing is, when you have both empathy and you have both humility, you understand your place in life and how you're trying to define yourself, and then you understand that other people are trying to figure out their path in life as well.
I think I value my connections with people that I share my life with. That's probably the most important thing. But the thing is, I value those connections, but I also have to realize that there's a time and a place, so you have to appreciate the moment. And one thing that's super important is family, because even though I have all of these other social elements, friends that I love dearly, the family element is something that is static, is something that maintains, you know.
I really think for that when it comes to the people I meet. So yeah, I guess people, because they're the most interesting thing you can learn from, because almost every single one of them is different in like a bunch of different ways.
I would say I'd value, I guess, the people that has helped me from where I was before to where I am now. The ones that heavily affected me, that supported me through thick and thin. I guess those ones. Probably my family and some of my close friends.
The things I value most about life. I guess it'd be friendships. The reason why that I value friendships, I've had a lot of personal friends. I have a lot of experience with them, and I feel like without having those friendships, you're not able to mature, or you can't build the character that makes you, or for you to have the ability to understand other individuals.
I value life's recklessness due to the fact that it gives something to do, as in it's never mundane. There's always something out of the blue. It may be good or bad. Something always either goes wrong, and you go on some like 2-hour trip to go get some extra tool or material that you didn't know you needed. You bump into someone, you meet them. Just anything that happens that's out of the blue is what kind of makes life worth living.
Time?
Windows XP hasn't.
Time. And why?
Yeah.
Back. Time, because you cannot get it back.
Where do you find meaning in your own life?
Oof, that one's a tough one. Every day it's different, because every day is a different struggle. So I guess for today, the meaning of my life was meaning for life. Was to just be productive and I guess not feel like shit. I mean, shooting for happiness is above the bar for me, so not feeling like shit is good enough for me to be my meaning of life that day, or for today.
Where do I find meaning? In my family.
Oh,
Friends?
sorry, do it one more time. W I T H, with friends. With friends.
This is a weird question, because I think that it borders on a level of being egotistical in some ways, because in the grand scheme of things, we are insignificant. We don't matter. You know, before right now, I had no idea you existed. And realistically, you and I will probably live our entire lives and die never having met in person. And this interaction is just here in the moment right now. And that's it. It's done. In the real world, like, I'm very fortunate with what I have, and I understand that not everyone is in the same sort of like financial status as me, or has traveled as much as me, or has done, things like that. But I don't hold that against people. And in fact, I can share with them, but I try to be mindful of my position so that I'm not like bragging or making them feel excluded, but rather, just simply sharing experiences. So I find value in myself, but what I find value in life is, in the end, bottom line, it doesn't matter what I think, because you're here and you're gone.
Good then. I don't know. Helping others, I guess, would be kind of the answer I'd go with.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess kind of personally showing that I'm worth something, in a sense. Like, I do something, and it causes people to notice. Not in a bad way, obviously, but it causes people to know that I am a part of this world, that I am here.
What do you think is the best way for a person to attain happiness?
I think when it comes to being happy, I think that you first have to realize the best way to become happy is to get through all of the trivial things in your life. Whatever's making you upset, sad, sorrowful. Because the thing is, no matter what you do, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be a problem. There's always going to be, an issue, even if it's not immediate. I think that understanding that these challenges and these things are only there to make you a bit better of a person, that should bring you somewhat happiness. And I think the best way to become happy is to realize just how far there you go every time a problem shows up, because when you realize that you've learned something from whatever tribulation popped up in your life, you realize that, and then you overcame it, there's just so much value, there's just so much joy in that. And then when you get through that, you can go and help somebody else. So then it's like a cycle. So I think that in order to be happy is to fill your life with things that make you happy by understanding that they make you happy through the problems you faced. So challenges, are kind of a blessing, I guess. I'd say that that's kind of the path to happiness. You want to be happy, you have to face these things. Because if not, you just stay in a never-ending cycle of mundane. And I've seen people go down that road where they think that everything's fine and they're just comfortable with their life, and then they watch all of these things pass by. I've seen people struggle with, not wanting to move or leave their room, or not wanting to talk to anybody because of some of the things that have happened in their life, and people pass away, things happen, and it's just sad. So I think in order to find real happiness, you have to be happy not just with yourself, but be happy whenever something comes up. And it sounds kind of contradictory, but it really is the best way to become happy. Because when you're happy through tribulation, what's going to make you sad or upset? It's like, oh, I got these problems, let me do what I have to do to take care of it. Then at the end of it, you're happy, everything's taken care of, and then somebody shows up, hey, you help them out. That also makes you happy. It's like a domino effect. So I think the continual cycle of, tribulations, trials, stuff like that, and then getting through it is true happiness, because you learn something every single time, and it only gets better.
I literally wake up and think about this every single day. And every single day, at the end of the day, I come up with the same answer, No matter what I shoot for to be happiness that day, at the end of the day, I'm alone by myself, sleeping in my bed by myself, with the same thoughts, by myself. But eventually I came to realize that happiness is never something you will attain, I feel like it's definitely for those who don't shoot for it that actually attain it,
You have to be honest with yourself in order to know what is important to you. That's the only way. That's the only way that a person can truly be happy. You can sometimes find happiness in other things, right? You can find fulfillment in things. You can go on a roller coaster and get the adrenaline rush and jump out of an airplane. You can have a nice dinner with your friends or family and enjoy their company, and that can be happiness in that moment. But you have to be honest with what, like, brutally honest with yourself. And if you're happy, great. You're not, change. I mean, that's what I think a lot of people struggle with, is when they're not feeling good about themselves, or they're lost, and really don't know what they want to do. It's okay to reach out to other people for support, to talk about it, to help you get to where you want to be. But you have to be honest. Like, that is the core concept to achieving happiness, is being honest.
I really don't know. But if there's something that brings you joy in doing, such as a certain subject or a certain philosophy, follow it to however you can. It's just do little things that make you happy, like let's say stop and look at the roses, or watch the birds, or play a video game with your friends, or just as long as you're enjoying yourself, it really doesn't matter.
What is the best way for a person to obtain happiness? Do what makes you, I'm assuming the last one's happy. Do what makes you happy.
I guess doing the things they love and being with the people that makes them happy. And yes, I'm not saying it has to be your family, but just the people that you prefer being with, and people that can help you.
I would say would have to be define, and it's a little cliche, but it's define love.
Follow your heart.
Is there anything that you want to say to the people watching this?
Anything I'd like to say? Yeah, why not? To the people of VR chat and everyone who's in here, to the people of the real world who are out there as well, what I really want to say is that I think that whether you're in here or out there, all life is beautiful. This is a life. This is a lifestyle. Being in VR chat is one of the best things I think the planet has ever come up with, and I wholeheartedly believe that, because it's helped so many people find community in solitude, in a place to be for the people who don't really have those things in reality. I think that it's just so special to be able to be in here. It's special to have life in any way, shape, and form. So I think that to end it, appreciate everyone who's around you. Appreciate the people that you might not speak to every single day, but are in your life. And appreciate yourself, because you only have one you. And since you only have one you have a responsibility to yourself to let you know that everything's going to be okay, as long as you are willing to take care of yourself and the people that love you. That's all I have to say.
Oh, it doesn't matter. That's the whole point, It doesn't, like, my opinion doesn't matter. Without sounding too negative, it ultimately, like, in the end, it doesn't. My opinion doesn't hurt you, because it goes back to your personal, like, how you personally approach something.
if I could say whatever I wanted right now to whoever's watching, it would be just live. Don't worry about what other people have to say or what other people will think. Just live your life to what makes you happy. Follow what you want to do. Be it you want to play music. Play music in your spare time. If you want to do art in your spare time. But make sure that you can build yourself a foundation of security, be it in work, your friends, your family. Whatever you need to do, just get her done. Get her gone.
Is there anything that you want to say to the people watching this?
Hi.
Great.
Enthusiastically.
Is there anything that you want to say to the people watching this? Anything at all?
I would say, I guess, if there are things that are bothering you, things that you think you can handle alone, don't force yourself to do it alone. Try to find people that will help you along the way and solve the problems that you have right now, or you have a better future. I guess that's it.
Is there anything you want to say to the people watching this?
Live your life to the best. No fucking regrets. And every day is leg day. Don't skip on leg day. It's important.
You're beautiful.
Is there anything that you want to say to the people watching this?
Yeah, for those of you who might have, who I could relate to, who could relate to me, to if any of this is resonating with you, and you're in a low place, like I recently was, things change, things pass, you know, and it's not, the world isn't, you know, it really isn't black and white. It's honestly, it's just gray, and you're gonna be in that gray space, and you have to learn to like it. Even though I hate it, but I learned to deal with it. You don't learn to like it, you learn to deal with it. And every day you'll learn something new, and you can it's your decision at the end of your day to realize what makes your life worth living, you know? And if the answer to that question is I don't know, then, you know, try to challenge yourself every day. If you still don't know, if you're not sure, and you're not sure about existing, let me tell you that I'm not sure about existing. But I'm still here, because whether I'm here or not, it really doesn't matter. But if I can help someone, that helps them feel good, and it helps me feel slightly better, be like, hey, my life isn't pointless, maybe this can be my thing of helping someone. And if I die knowing I just helped people and I did literally nothing else, and I felt like shit all the time, and no matter what job I had, it didn't feel good, and no matter how I saw things in my parents or my relationships or my living conditions, anything like that, if none of that felt good, but all I knew is that I could talk to people, I could help them see from a different perspective, and I can slightly push them to keep challenging themselves and to keep living an extra day, I would have lived my life to the fullest.
Since everyone has said something, I decided that I wanted to say something myself to send this video off. So, here it is. I don't know who you are or your current situation, but I just want whoever's watching this to know you matter. You existing matters. You are someone's son, someone's daughter, someone's father, someone's mother, someone's friend. You matter to someone, and without you on this planet, on this plane of existence, life wouldn't be the same without you. Life is hard, but the thing is, young or old, it will never ever stop being hard. But don't be afraid, because in a sense, you're not alone. Just like you, everyone on Earth is trying to survive this thing, this chaotic thing that is life. So live, and shout into the void that you were here. That you matter. Because you do.